there called by Cabinet Secretary for Labour, Phyllis Kandie. But remember that a number of people has so far died. Let's speak to Francis Ontomwa, Coast Region reporter. Francis Mtalaki, beg your pardon, our Coast Region reporter for an update. Francis, yesterday it emerged that 8 people had died at the Coast Provincial General Hospital. Have we confirmed if the deaths were indeed as a result of the strike? And while you're at it, what is the situation like in hospitals in Mombasa?
Well, good afternoon, Akisa. We can indeed confirm that 4 of them were coming from this facility, and the other four patients were indeed from the emergency department. But the nurses from this region are staying put, and in fact, I'm just outside the Coast Provincial Hospital here in Mombasa, and they're staying put. They're saying that they're not going to go back to work. And I want to bring in John Makoro, who is the Peter Morocco, who is the Secretary General, maybe to talk to us and tell us maybe people are dying here in Mombasa, and can't you sympathize with them?
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that we are losing lives. But however, we want to also state that the government that has failed on its part. And as you can see, this is an issue that we started handling from last year, December, and we have given it an allowance of around 5 months up to now. And we were expecting that within 2 months we were to negotiate with the government, come up with a document that will be signed and registered in a court of law. But the government, through the Council of Governors, is actually playing cards with us. Yeah.
And two, I understand the negotiations are currently ongoing at Labour House. Maybe what could be your reaction to the negotiations?
Actually, our position is that we don't have any more negotiations, because as far as we know, that we have an agreement with the negotiating team that was appointed by the Council of Governors to negotiate on behalf of the Council of Governors. And with this team and with our union, reached an agreement that we expected at the end of the day that was to be signed and be presented for registration and implementation thereafter. So, for us, we don't want to engage in any negotiations. What we need to hear is that it's that day of signing. That's what we want to engage the Council of Governors on.
And maybe if I could bring you in, there has been an issue that it seems like there are cracks in your union, given that John B said that this strike is illegal. What could be your reaction to this?
As much as we know, first of all, okay, my name is Stanley Mwelo, trustee in Mombasa branch. First, as we know, John B has no position in our leadership. He was a leader, but he was kicked out. He's the one who made it to be kicked out. So right now he's representing nobody. He's talking as a person, as an individual. So there is no presentation that he's making. There is no following in him. There are no people who are under him. He's just going there as a person. There are no cracks in the union. The union is solid, and we have only one union secretary general. We have only one voice, and actually our strike has kicked on, and we are on toes to see the CBA signed. No more language, they have to sign the CBA. That is it.
And who is to blame, given that there's SRC and also the Council of Governors?
Actually, the blame lies with the government because it has to provide leadership. The negotiations were completed, they were done. They also requested for more time. It was there given. We have waited for 6 months. Actually, that's being so patient. And up to today, they're coming out again. Nothing is forthcoming. Because the target was just for them to sign the CBA. They have not signed it up to today. What do they expect more? Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Well, those are some of the representatives from the Coast region here speaking to us on a number of issues, saying that they are staying put in terms of the strike here. And given that 8 people have been confirmed as per yesterday, we are still following it up for the county government so as to be able to get more update if how the situation is here. It is here at the Coast General Hospital, but also given that the importance of this hospital, that it services a number of patients, given that this is a regional hospital here in Mombasa, and the 6 counties depend on Coast